Oh, say, can you see the light? What's the problem with shouldn't have turned down those cue cards.
Back to United States of Australia. I am the Aussie guy. And of course, deal or no deal. What is going on with Steel Toe? And well, Kiki's in the news again. I wonder why. Anyway, to help me talk about it, a man that's here that is my friend and yours, just Josh. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, Ozzy. Just wanted to let you know that it is a fact that intellectual people and geniuses love to keep Robbie around at all times. Why? Because he's great to bounce things off of.
Well, you're saying intellectual and all this different shit, and then you went to the lowest IQ joke possible. I love it. That's kind of the joke. Brilliant. Also joining us, a man who's known the world over for having a head like a fucking pineapple. Tackle Pineapple.
Hello. How's it
Hello,
going? I do not have a joke, unfortunately, about Robbie, but yes, he is fat. There you go.
Yes. He
It's
definitely
to the point.
is.
That's what we like.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't either. So joining us also is a man that's going to anchor the base of the show, Robbie, the Mariner fan. Oh, he's up the top. How you doing, brother?
Oh no, bottom right.
Yeah. Thanks.
No, Josh, get back
Anchor.
up there.
And
You're heavy.
All right.
Although the screen is now tilted.
Fuck you.
How we doing, Robbie?
Wait. Oh.
Fantastic as you.
Yes. Robbie is always great, always fantastic. Now, of course, guys, the episode title this week is Deal or No Deal. I'm sure we've all heard the news, but look, we can't go anywhere without doing this.
Aaron's boring, and April adds nothing. It's gonna be great. We're scripting this morning. Come on. It's time for Movie and the Scrimp. It's time for Movie and the Scrimp. It's gonna be mediocre as fuck. It's time for Movie and the Scrimp.
Yes, it is indeed. It is that time.
Banger.
What, Echo? Sorry.
Banger.
I just said it was a banger. It was a good shoot.
Sorry.
I'm waiting for his new album to come out. It's great.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. So yeah, this week, as I said, deal or no deal. Aaron M. Holt. Now, look, Wednesday night shows, and particularly the first 10 to 15 minutes of a Wednesday night show, has been my territory for a long time, right, guys? Like that's been where I've always said I'd go. Yes, I always go to the Wednesday night show, but Aaron decided to drop the big bomb on his Wednesday night show this week, and I was like, oh. Everyone's going to watch this before I get to it. Fuck you. But we're still going to do it. We're still going to do it because Wednesday night show is my territory. I own it. It is mine. We're going to Wednesday night, of course. Since I've said Wednesday night so many times, I'll say it some more. And as always, we're just going to kick off with the way the show opens from, the last few strums of the guitar and the Bret Hart theme music. Let's kick it off from there. Hey! Oh, sorry. I need to go back already. Maybe I didn't leave enough for the thumbnail. Let's have a look at the old thumbnail here, fellas. Obviously, Aaron's got some big news. Yeah, so he's got Andy Dufresne from Shawshank. Obviously,
Never
once
seen
he's... yeah, you need to. But the main picture is Andy after escaping. And then he's also got Andy crawling through the sewage drain, crawling through shit to get himself out of Shawshank. So one feels like Aaron has likened his revenge porn situation to Andy Dufresne going
innocent
to
man.
jail.
An innocent,
an innocent man going to prison and tunneled his way out of jail.
He's come all the way through Ricada's ass, all the way out, and he's cleansed on the other side.
I think it's fairly accurate as well, as he is used to having lots of different people having sex with him in a shower. I guess. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I thought crawling through the sewer is him. Everyone that shits on him on a daily basis. So pretty social. Thank you very much for becoming a member to the channel. We definitely need to do a members only show now, guys. Talking about that before the show. Another paid up member. Ladies. That is going to auto renew, ladies. Don't forget that.
That moves you up to 3.
Yes, that's right. All right, let's see how Aaron starts the show.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Good evening and welcome. It's the Steel Toe Evening Show. It's the last one of the week. Where am I going to put this? I'm nervous.
What is he doing? Yeah, exactly. Like, this is legitimately, I'm going to give Aaron credit for the first time ever. This was the closest he's ever got to showing some humility. He fails miserably, don't get me wrong. He doesn't actually show humility, but there's glimpses. And this right here, the keyboard back and forth, the not knowing what to do with his hands, the saying, I'm nervous. This is a hint of humility. Like, he's showing there's deep down there somewhere, there's a little bit of a human being involved in this situation.
I'm nervous. I should have wrote some things down. I should have jotted down a few notes. I love how I can shed a little more detail on what I was so jittery and excited about last night. And the first thing numero uno Josh Denny fan does is go, what's the call-in number? Don't worry about the call-in number right now, Uno.
Like, he's gesticulating way more. Yeah, like, he got made fun of for doing the self-soothing cuddle like this.
That's how I'm sitting right now, Aussie guy.
So he got made fun of for that. So now anytime the hands go in there, he's got to, I've got to wave them about. And he is so in a weird headspace right now. Like, it's to the extreme, all his little tics and issues.
No, just don't worry about it. It'll be okay. We do have a weird show for you tonight. I have been in fits of euphoria for about the last 27 hours or so.
Now, just to be clear, we're talking about a plea deal to a revenge porn case. He's talking about euphoria.
So happy.
So you remember I talked about the humility earlier? Like, again, he definitely fails miserably on the humility, but he shows a couple of little signs of it, you know?
And yesterday I could tell you very little. This morning I could tell you a little bit more, but very little still. And tonight I can tell you more. Tonight I can give you the framework of what's got me so excited. And, look, I probably shouldn't even address the negative people, but, like, if this...
Definitely, Aaron. You definitely shouldn't address the negative people, because then it changes the tone of what you're doing immediately. It completely changes the tone. If you were going to sit here and maybe take some responsibility or blah, blah, immediately talking to the haters just makes us go, oh, you're here to rub it in. You're here to rub it in that you got away with a deal.
This upsets you, don't let it. Like, it's not your life. You don't need to let it bother you. You don't need to let it affect you. You don't need to let it impact you. All I will say is this. I want
to go around the horn here. Josh, yeah, exactly. Josh, how has Aaron's revenge porn situation made you feel?
It has made me feel nothing. Nothing at all.
Right, Robbie, anything? What are your feelings been? Good
don't know.
content.
You put me on the spot.
Your way to roll with the bit,
How does
Robbie.
it make you feel?
Well, that's about the same as Josh saying nothing. No offense, Josh.
Hey, but he does. I mean, Aaron doesn't. He doesn't.
Josh,
I don't think
Josh
about that today.
actually filled the airspace. You just sat there and left us with dead air. That was probably the key difference, Robbie. Echo, how did it make you feel? I'm going to let the bit die on the vine.
It failed to make me feel, unfortunately. It taught
that's
me
a
a few
shame.
things, but it failed to make me feel.
All right. So we're all pretty comfortable in this situation then. None of us is hurting too harshly. Because I could say, look, for the most part, it's given me joy, Aaron, because you do little bits like this on your show that's just ridiculous and easy to make fun of. So, yeah, let's continue.
Fucking ecstatic. I am so happy. It feels like I'm finally able to untie myself from a very toxic thing that happened where I let myself down and my family down incredibly. And I made some really, really poor decisions. And this is
Now, it might feel like he's taking responsibility for the revenge porn, but in actuality, what he's saying is the same shit he's been saying about the polycule and the wife swapping and the cocaine. He's not actually taking any responsibility for the revenge porn. But, you know, he's trying his best. Pretty Antisocial says, something is definitely off. I think the deal is what his lawyer is trying to work out with the prosecutor and not the deal he was offered by them. He won't use the word plea either. It is true. He's not used the word plea at all. We will get, we're going to get a little bit further along to when Aaron gets to the actual offer. And that's something we'll come back to, ladies.
is the final phase of moving on. And, you know, I kind of like I had a feeling this day would come in one form or another. I just wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready for it to be here already. So I know I'm a wordy cunt. I know that I talk way too much and I know, you know, all of that stuff. So I'm going to try and keep it as brief as possible for a couple of reasons. One, not to have people go, just fucking say it already, because I know they're already doing that. And you know that's not my style.
Not your style. I don't know how many times on this show I personally have screamed, get to the fucking point. That's absolutely style.
He took 5 minutes to introduce like his guest that one time. It's like his show could be called "Get to the Point." Like, I mean,
he got the cunt part right.
Yeah.
Yes. Definitely.
And also so that I don't I'm not worried about saying too much. I just don't want to get into speculation. I just want to give you what I know and what's official. Last night, yesterday afternoon, probably.
All right. I've got another clip that pretty much follows on from that, but I skipped past some of his over-descriptive bullshit. But what I want to say there is he says, I'm going to tell you what I know, which I'm not sure he knows what he knows, but we'll check out the clip. But also, he doesn't want to deal in speculation. Literally, all he did was create speculation by doing this little explanation. So, yeah, we'll move on to the next one. Like I say, continuing on, a little bit more explanation, but I skipped past a couple of the little boring parts.
The verge of getting everything we want. And I had to read.
So he's everything he ever wanted was pleading guilty to a revenge porn charge.
Yes.
What a great, what a great present.
Finally, kids, I've done it. Your daddy's done it.
Yes, I managed to plead guilty. It was what I wanted all along. Just had to plead at the right time.
Reread the email 4, 5, 6 times. And then we played a little phone tag, and it was the most intense phone tag I've ever played in my life. We got on the phone. We had a conversation.
He likes to be descriptive, but he finds the wrong descriptors like most of the time. So yeah, in that instance, he said the most intense game of phone tag. I would say most stressful is probably he wanted to get a hold of his lawyer to get some clarification, and he couldn't get and he kept missing him and blah blah. I'd say that's probably a stressful game of phone tag. Intense. I don't know. That just seems like
Not
someone's
the right
trying to win or lose. Or, yeah.
Conversation. I'll keep that conversation between the two of us. Needless to say, I left it feeling like there had been a weight lifted off my shoulders. I had felt very good, and I apologize to again people on the internet who are going to be upset by this or whatever.
Why, Aaron? Why are you apologizing to people that might be like you've got a broken brain, dude? Like, stop thinking about who hates you. Like, he likes to talk about how, like, the Clippers, he's like controlling their minds. Aaron, the internet is controlling your mind. You can't stop thinking about what they'll think. You gonna say something, Echo?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think you've got it wrong, mate. He's saying sorry to you because you're obviously going to be so distraught with this losing again to Stildo.
Yeah.
Every day, every week you lose to him, mate. Every fucking week.
Yeah, it's definitely going to change my life if Aaron Imholt has to plead to a felony or gets pinged on a felony. Yeah.
A win for the toe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I for those of you who think you play a role in my life and you do not, none of this is happening for you. Everything that's happening. So whether you love
these people that think they have play a role in my life, you do not. Why are you addressing them, Aaron? If they don't play a role in your life,
they fuel your life. Your life is centered around.
They have a role.
Now to mention you one by one to show how unimpacted I am by your opinions on me.
Yes, Patrick Melton, Nick Recader, Moody, all of you, not an impact at all. Don't think about you at all.
Love me and you think this is good, or you hate me and you think this is bad, what I'm about to tell you, know that I did it 100% for myself and my family, and I'm ecstatic, and I can't wait.
Wait, so you sent a naked picture to another man for your family,
right?
For yourself? Yeah, seems like a good move. Oh, you mean pleading to doing that? Pleading guilty to doing that? I'm with you. Yeah.
Did it for the kids, man.
The clock to hit 0 and the whole thing to be over with. I've been waiting for this day since September, since late August. I'm thrilled. So last night.
All right. So the most hilarious part about this for me is Aaron thinks this is over.
Yeah.
Like, do you think Nick Recader isn't petty enough to take this civil? And you've already spent thousands on a lawyer to spite
the OG treatment. Oh, you think you got off with murder? Well, it's just brain corrupt you.
Yes, and I'll give credit to what's his name? Jody B. Jody B was on WATP, and I think he said this on BYB. Tojay, he's going the Tojay, where he's gonna get raped civilly. I think Nick Recader can afford to do this. Aaron, you're just gonna have to keep handing over money to lawyers. Yeah, it ain't done, dude. It ain't done.
Goal's gonna have to be raised a little higher.
That's funny.
Dean or no Dean? Thanks, Husey. You could have added 2 pounds to that. Jesus Christ. Come on.
That's a good point. Sorry.
Yeah. It's all good. I know you're always keen on the trigger if you feel like there's a way to get back at me. So
that's
all good. All right, so let's get to it. What is the deal? What's the deal? Or I guess, quote unquote, the offer, as Aaron calls it. But let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Official.
Brass tacks.
The offer is a little misdemeanor on my record and a small fine of $50, and I move on with my life. I don't think I could be more thrilled with that kind of an outcome. There are,
again, you don't think you could be more thrilled with pleading guilty to a sex crime?
Low misdemeanor.
It's just a misdemeanor and a $50 fine.
It's a misdemeanor sex crime. You know what else is probably a misdemeanor sex crime? Like, just, I don't know, being caught pissing in public or something like that. Like, still not something that you necessarily want to announce to people that these are the things that happen. But I don't know. Are we buying $50 fine?
It seems pretty. Seems pretty.
Won't
cheap.
is that something that would be public record in the end, or couldn't you look up?
Like $50 the first time, $5,000 the second. So don't let it happen again. No, I'm not.
So I actually had quite an interesting comment from a chap called Chris Mack talking about this specifically, and he said it's very unusual for a solicitor or lawyer to send an email of like an unofficial offer over. And I was like, that's such a great point, because whenever I talk to any clients, what have you, I will never put myself in a position where they go, well, I've got you on a recorded call saying it, or I've got an email from you saying this that I can then moan and hold against you. Very unlikely that they're going to go, actually, you might have to do a bit of jail time. And he's going to go, what about the $50 that you said in this email? So, yeah.
I can imagine there was probably an email that said, call me. There's a deal proposition or whatever, you know? And then the phone
if that's real, that's what I could imagine. Yeah.
Yes. And then that's when the phone tag happens. A lot of, we'll get back to what Pretty Antisocial said earlier. A lot of people speculating that perhaps that's the lawyer's offer to the state.
Yeah, that's a great point.
You know what I mean? And Aaron has completely misheard
All done.
what's going on.
Nothing could go wrong.
Or the lawyer just wanted him to like stop harassing him. So he's like, yeah, this is probably what the state's going to offer you. Kick the can down the road so he doesn't have to hear from his crazy client for a day.
Yes, that's another possibility. But let's hear what else he's got to say. This is where I start to believe maybe the offer is real, and there's something else going on.
There are just some things that, you know, these things move slow, and I was willing. We were gearing up for the big fight. Especially with Gino.
All right, I actually didn't get all, but anyway, I'll paraphrase.
You get it.
I didn't actually.
yeah.
I didn't keep as much in as I thought I kept in. He said we were gearing up for the big fight, right? And what he goes on to say is that they still want to present their case, and of course, anyone would go, well, there's an offer, and you're ecstatic about the offer. Just take the offer. There's no case to present. You're taking the deal, blah, blah, blah. I have a theory that the offer's real. They've got word that New York is not going to extradite Gino and Kiki, and they've gone, all right, there's a chance we lose this. Let's just get out of it, right? And then Aaron's lawyer has said they've flipped so quickly, we've got him over a barrel. Let's fight it, because he's trying to get some more money out of his putts. That has already given him, I don't know, probably $5,000 to $10,000 to fight this thing. Maybe he could get another $10,000 out of this idiot if they fight it. That's what I wonder is what's going on here. But none of it makes sense at all. I don't get it. I don't get what's going on. But that is the Aaron Imholt filter. Robbie, you've got more of a legal mind. Your father's been in the legal industry. Did you make any sense of that?
No, because if it's a plea deal, then because he's like saying, oh, it's a process. The only process would be the judge has to agree to it. But it sounds, the way he describes that, he goes, there's just some little things. It sounds like they're still, at best, negotiating around the edges of the deal. It doesn't make much sense why he's like hesitant to say it's done if it's done.
Yeah, and Pretty Antisocial did mention, and they've sort of keyed in on this fact that he never said the word plea. And There is speculation that he's maybe trying to cut some deal where he doesn't have to allocate.
Like no contest or something,
no contest or something like that. If there's beloved chatter, sorry, extradition. You're right. Yeah. Sorry, extradition is someone who's wanted for a crime. Gino is not. No. Yeah, I just used that wording. Yeah, I'm probably wrong with the wording on it, but New York was not going to compel them to go to Minnesota, beloved chatter. All right, but by all means, correct me. I appreciate the correction.
No free trip for Gino. No free trip.
Yes, but he'd have to pay up front though as well. So he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to pay up front.
I don't. To be honest, that part of it, I don't blame him. Can you imagine the state? If Minnesota is anything like Oregon, when my dad has to go to Eastern Oregon to see a client, you have to save all your paper receipts to get refunded the cost, and it usually takes at least a year before you see your money back. At which point, with inflation, you probably still are getting, losing money on it. So I don't blame him, to be honest. That would be a pain in the ass.
I'd never had a problem with Gino and Kiki not wanting to go to Minnesota.
Yeah, I just found it funny.
How retarded they were acting in the process of not wanting to go to
Minnesota.
Yeah. But anyway, Echo, what are you thinking about Steel Toe's announcements? Have you had any out of the box thoughts on it?
Well, no out of the box thoughts, I'll be honest. But the one thing that never fails to surprise me with Steel Toe is he's not learned, as much of a sports fan as he is, and you guys are, to not celebrate until the goal is across the line or whatever.
Like the running back who drops the ball at the 1 yard line before crossing a touchdown.
Exactly. It's like it would not do you any harm whatsoever to wait a week until they go, done, signed. Like you've signed the paperwork if it's real, and then go, and fuck you guys. I got $50 fine and that's it. Like that would be so much better for you than going, it's all done, $50 probably. And this is probably all that's gonna happen.
Maybe he's trying to talk himself into thinking it's gonna happen to calm himself down.
Maybe.
He's just one of these guys that he just can't help it. Like when he gets you could hear him, I think it was the Wednesday morning, perhaps, maybe the Tuesday night, he was hinting at it. He spent 10 minutes on a topic that he's not allowed to talk about, but he spent 10 minutes hinting at what he wants to talk about, and then it was 6 hours later, or maybe 24 hours later, that he was spilling the beans. He just needs to spill any fucking news that he's got. I do want to give a shout out. Oh no, is this not working? Here we go, to the great Mahmood Hikmet Moody. Or what's Goldfold's calling him? Muftu, the great Muftu is here.
Happy Ramadan, Moody.
Yes.
That's probably the biggest reason I could never be a Muslim. Can you imagine that? I mean, that must be awful.
Yeah, that and the 9-year-old wife. That's probably the two things that I say.
Yeah, all the different things. Anyway, not the point. And I guess I'll take this moment to announce that we technically are on Super Tip, and we have been for over a week. Problem being is I wasn't ready for last week's show, and then my laptop kind of crashed this week, and I had to get it repaired by my friend. So not ready, but technically we're on Super Tip. You cannot do voice tips, but if you wanted to send a text tip to christen it, as Aaron would say, do the old christening. I can read it. It won't be on the screen, but I could read it. Supertip.gg/USOA. We will be up and running very, very soon. But anyway, moving along, just because I saw Moody, I thought I'd bring that up. We are joining the Supertip family. Anyway, moving right along, that was Aaron Imholt for this week. And something else caught my eye. And we got to get to it.
Watch together. What do you think? We're going to do it. And it's going to be fun. Bing, 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 bing.
She's the worst.
So we got Kiki this week, and in my process of clipping Kiki content. She gave me something else to possibly use for an intro. Probably more for a Michaeline episode if we're ever reviewing a Michaeline episode. But yeah, I thought this was good for an intro.
Ugh. These silly, sad women.
I thought that's just perfect.
Pretty
Go through this. Oh, let's hear it again.
Let's go through this. Ugh. These silly, sad women.
Perfect. Yep. So let's get into it. Kiki is again fighting with the lovely ladies over at Pretty Antisocial. And look, at the end of the day, it for me, like, yeah, I'm friends with Haley and Jackie. I like them. I think they put on a great show, but I'm not here Brilliant show. Yes. Check them out. And they're on Super Tip also. Supertip.gg/pretty. Anyway, I'm not here like defending them. It's literally just listening to Kiki and yeah, exactly. And pointing out what I'm seeing from Kiki. So yeah, she obviously the Pretty Antisocial girls had some opinions on Kiki announcing the abuse she received from Jason Scoop, the guy who impersonated Donald Trump and harassed Alec Baldwin. Shitty Donald Trump impersonation, personally, I feel. And apparently he's an abusive dickhead to women. So definitely fuck him. And yeah, apparently abusive to Kiki, which, again, not good.
Not so much fuck you. Yeah. Oh, hey? yeah, fuck you. Yeah, sorry. I was like, not so much fuck him. But no, I'm joking. Don't hit women, even if they're really annoying.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And at no point is this the angle of it. It's just Kiki being so clueless to the fucking reality of what's going on around her and her own actions and fucking Gino's actions over the last fucking 6 to 9 months to, well, probably forever, but just since I've noticed what these two idiots have been up to. Anyway, clip number 1. I can't remember what it is. Wait a minute. Bing. No, yeah, I can't. I didn't actually label it. I can't remember what it is, but I assume it's just kind of the beginning.
Anti-social podcast is what they call themselves, but they should call it the Pretty Anti-Kiki podcast because
she's done that a million fucking times, but she made herself laugh with it again, which is great. And yeah, you think it's the Pretty Anti-Kiki podcast because the only time you tune in is when they're talking about you because you're so self-absorbed and you want to see people talking about you. That's going to be kind of the theme of what's going on here, Kiki.
They just they like to comment on my life and how I feel about things and who I am, and even though I've been nice to them, and I don't know if they just have nothing else to do, but they let their emotions get in the way of the actual facts.
Hey, dummy, what are you doing right now?
I know.
I don't even think Kiki's like Latiti fucking level material.
No, for sure. Yeah, they've got a lot more interesting idiots to cover than you. You're
exactly.
Lucky they give you their breath.
Yeah. So yeah, it just fascinating to me. Again, the first sign of her not getting it and not like that's. Can you imagine like Aaron or anyone that we talk about if they started cutting clips of this show and making fun of it? Can you imagine if I turned around and went, "Oh, look at these losers! They've got nothing better to do than to make fun of our show." No, like that's the game, right? Like that's what we're doing.
Give and take.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the first one. Right, the rest of them now are labeled, so I can set them up a little bit better. So our next clip is all right. So should we do a drinking game? Should we do a Keanu drinking game?
Oh no,
we did it. We did it last.
Have I got enough drink?
Yes, the last time we covered Keanu, we did it with Bacchanal Thursday.
Bacchanal Thursday.
This week, but this week we're going to go with Do You Though? Every time Keanu says, "Do you though?" We're gonna drink.
Okay.
This guy. It becomes
Sorry, that little witch laugh that she just did. She brought up a chat. Let's go back. They are aging rapidly. So just going
Wait,
after
is that
the
from
looks.
her husband saying that? So that's
Who
not
is
even
that?
someone helpful in chat being on her side. In hot water with Gino Pascante. Oh, clips.
Yeah, well, I
maybe,
think
maybe it's not
that's the
specifically
dude. I think that's the dude that
Sure.
runs the In Hot Water Twitter.
employed by them.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
this guy. It becomes famous. You have to see his face everywhere. And this guy stomped on your hand until he broke your wrist.
Yes.
I mean,
I wouldn't be happy about that.
you gotta say something at that point.
Do
This
you
guy goes
know?
viral. He's everywhere.
Yes,
He's
yes,
all over the
bitch.
place.
Yes, bitch. Yes, bitch. I do. How dare you? How fucking dare you? Do you though? If it
all right, everyone, do you though? So that was the first
Do
one.
you?
I accidentally drunk when the antisocial girl said it. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that one
I'm
didn't
taking a
count.
hit.
Yeah.
helps somebody else, yes, I need to say something. Are you fucking kidding me? What's wrong with you? Do you though?
Oh,
Back up, redneck. Okay.
so again, got nowhere to go. She doesn't actually know anything about these women. That there's no real insult to go to. She just knows they're from the South, and Haley in particular has a bit of a Southern accent. So you're a redneck. That's all she's got.
Mhm.
It's the most basic bullshit you can come up with. But get ready to drink.
Do you though? You're embarrassing yourself, my love. It's really sad to watch. I mean, we know you
Is
hate
she
at
though?
least me. I just didn't realize you weren't a fan of all women.
All right, so I like to talk about projection on this show,
Mm.
and
Mm.
Kiki's kind of set herself up for that. I've noticed a bunch of women, fellow victims of Jason Scoop, that are like had a lot to say about Kiki in this situation and what she's up to. But again, not so worried about that. It's more the way that she speaks about women and has treated women in recent times. So although it's been pretty obvious that Kiki doesn't get the point, let's get to the first clip that I titled, where is it? Clueless to the Aaron connection.
Can I ask you something first?
Yeah.
Does she
Hang
not
on.
also? Sorry, Belle. Sorry.
No. Sorry, it takes a second to pop up on my screen. And
Yeah,
then
no, I
it's
know.
like,
Yeah, I know. It's annoying. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Does she not do that podcast with the horseface lady where they pretty much just bitch and moan about women as well? Like, is
Well,
that not
no,
kind of the point of that show?
Chrissy kicked her off that show after she got into it with
Right.
Melanie Mack from memory.
So
she's
Kiki.
not,
Sorry to bring that up.
and then she had a couple of digs at Chrissy after that as well. Like that again, Gino and her always love to talk about loyalty, but they're the first to talk shit if someone doesn't do exactly what they want them to do. So yeah, they thought turning on Aaron would get them a bunch of support. And everyone go, yeah, fuck yeah, you turned on Aaron. And then everyone tuned in and went, oh, these guys suck. And so they went, oh shit, we'll go running back to Aaron then. I guess we're getting more heat, more traction back then. You know what I mean? Like it's so transparent, it's so disingenuous. We're gonna get to how disingenuous it is.
All women. You know you saw every single fucking thing. You know he pled guilty to it. I have, my fucking. Would you like my medical records, my photos of my broken wrist? Like, what more? Do I need to say something? The answer, my love, is yes. You dumb, stupid, silly little cunt. Okay, how about that? Do you though?
Oh,
Do you though, Drake?
Do you though?
I love at the end there how she got to you dumb, stupid,
silly
cunt. Yes, that'll do. I got to go.
Could have just said you can't. That would have done fine.
I was waiting for a big drop of something. She was taking the time on that.
But as she was talking in the beginning there, she's like, you know all the facts. You know he pled guilty. Which one is it, Kiki? Did when Aaron pled guilty to violating HRO, or he's now pleading guilty to revenge porn? Like it's as she's talking and saying, like, using pronouns and not proper nouns, you'd think she's talking about Aaron. But she's standing up. She's standing up for women and women that are being abused by men. So, Kiki, I just want to remind you now that, revenge porn is a certain level of abuse, or like, squeezing someone or headbutting someone. That would be abuse, right? So I just want to remind Kiki how Aaron Imholt. Now, this is Aaron Imholt's watered down version of his fight with April that she said was him headbutting her and squeezing her till she couldn't breathe. And this is, by the way, well before the cocaine and the Ricadas. This was 2022 that April made these allegations. So this is Aaron Imholt's explanation as to what happened in that fight.
Those fights. So then, as we're fighting in the kitchen, the kids come upstairs. Rule number 1 of parenting: you do not fight in front of your children. So as the kids come upstairs and we are nose to nose.
Look at how casually he just said he was nose to nose with a woman that's like, what, 5'6", 5'7"? This is his watered down version of what happened. Like, it was no big deal. It was no big deal. It was, we were just nose to nose. Now let's see what's taking place when they're nose to nose. Sorry, what?
Yeah. I was just going to say, and as you know, you can't argue in front of your children. So when you're doing this kind of stuff all the time, because that's obviously what I do all the time, I make sure the kids don't see it when I'm doing this to her all the time. So, yeah.
Yes, exactly. So here I just wound it back a couple of seconds. Here we are. So here he is, nose to nose, as you can see, as he's explaining. Let's see what goes on while they're nose to nose.
We are nose to nose. I can't. You fucking this and that. And we're fighting.
That is Aaron Imholt's explanation. Now, let me tell you something. That is abuse on its own. What Aaron just admitted to is you don't get in a woman's face, especially your wife, and scream at her like that. He's 6'4", he claims. I think he's actually 6'2", and his wife is boxer. Like 5. Yes, pro boxer, record of 2.
Record of 2.
But no, but legitimately, Eckel, that is a part of it. He's a boxer. Yeah. He's 7 to 8 inches taller than her, and admitting to being nose to nose with her, saying fucking, and like yelling in her face. That is abuse, plain and simple. You know what I mean? And it makes you believe that what April accused him of is possibly and probably true. But yeah, now that I've recapped that situation, Aaron's explanation of what happened, let's get back to Kiki. This one was just a little bit more fun.
It's not something I haven't talked about before. Is it hard for me to talk about? Yes. You should be ashamed of yourself. You slut-shaming redneck, okay? You should be fucking ashamed of yourself.
So what I love about calling Haley a slut-shaming redneck is you're conceding that you're a slut.
1,000,000%. That was so good. I'm glad that was your point.
Yes. All right. So yeah, thanks, Kiki. You did sell your butthole to the internet. To the internet to no interest. Nobody cared. Nobody wanted to see that butthole. All right. So yeah, that was a bit more fun, bit of a laugh. Let's get back to the next one. Even more clueless to the Aaron connection.
Happened to her, domestic violence wise. It's not like I personally, and we're very different people, Keanu and I think you know that.
I'm so glad about that too.
But I would not be like, oh, hey, also he did all this. Like for me, it would re-traumatize me, I think. And it's such that's such a personal thing that it looks.
Shit, look how proud. Like Kiki's about to make a point, and she's so so proud of herself that she's about to make this point.
It's just like
It's also the reason women don't come out about this, okay? It's a very difficult thing to do, but if it helps someone else, of course it's still traumatizing, but it's also...
So, Kiki, do you think, I don't know, maybe this is why April didn't come out to a more public way, and do you think it'd be re-traumatizing when somebody tells the abuser that she's doing whippets and then he puts that all out over the internet, and, you know, you're passing on information to the abuser and allowing him to spew it over the internet? Do you think that might be re-traumatizing? You dumb woman.
Also like a weight lifted off my fucking shoulders that more people know about it. Do you think, like, I mean, honestly, like,
I don't know, it's a weight lifted off her shoulders as much as it is like feeding her attention whore status of like, oh, the New York Post put me in an article. You know, like, it's just, yeah, she wants attention. That's the key. That's what we're talking about, Kiki. It becomes across really, really disingenuous given your behavior towards victims over the last few months.
you know, maybe not having to run into him at a fucking comedy club. People for 10 years have been trying to fucking do something about this person. And if I have to, like, I guess, be fucking, like, I guess, criticized by these two idiots, and that's the only, like, whatever, I guess I will be.
Come on, Kiki, you can do it.
Yeah, right. I also, I have to say, you, there was another New York Post article where Jason said that Alec Baldwin's wife ran after him or something.
Oh, good stuff. All right, so you're across the topic. That was good stuff, Kiki. To close that out. All right,
Amazing.
Kiki. So you're talking about the victims and all that, and you know, I guess we get to the point. I'm talking about how disingenuous it is, how little you've cared about female victims over the last, 6 to 9 months. I mean, maybe forever. But let's go back to your husband a few months ago. Let's go to Gino talking about April Anderson.
April, she was abused. Not hard enough. Someone needs a crack in the head to wise her up. That's what you need. Gene, that's terrible. Well, you know me. What? I'd never hit a woman. I was raised right. Yeah, but these... You. Poor April. You, April. You.
Wow. So thank you, TV's Will Heron. That stream got deleted, and then Gino's channels got nuked a few weeks later. But yeah, that's your husband, Kiki.
Was that real?
For the victims?
It was like cropped together.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was
that real?
Yeah, well, because TV's Will Heron, I'll add it back to the stage. TV's Will Heron cut out the
She was
swear
abused.
words.
Not hard enough. Someone needs a crack in the head to wise her up. That's what you need. Gene, that's terrible. Well, you know me. What? I'd never hit a woman. I was raised right. Yeah, but these... You. Poor April. You, April. You.
So yeah, it's TV's Will Heron cutting out the swear words. But no, and you know what he was really mad about in that instance? What made him want April to get a skull cracked in is the fact that he had to take a phone call from a police officer. And it really ruined his day.
Oh, man.
But yeah, where were you on that one, Kiki? And also, Kiki, recently, because you were upset that you might have to fly to Minnesota, you kept saying to Kayla Ricciardo, well, no, not to Kayla Ricciardo, you just kept saying, who did it hurt? Who did the revenge porn hurt? I mean, I don't know, Kiki, maybe if a guy has been going across podcasts and saying all of your deepest, darkest secrets about your sexual exploits, and then you find out the guy's now sharing your nudes, that might be pretty traumatic. And you might want the guy to stop. Do you ever think about that, Kiki? Do you ever think about the women in these situations? Or you're just worried about Aaron Imholt and whether he gets off of his fucking revenge porn charge. See how you're sounding disingenuous, Kiki? How this comes across as you don't actually give a fuck about whether this guy gets brought down for domestic violence. You just want your little bit of attention. That's how it comes across. But we got one more Kiki video. One more. And I just call this one, She Doesn't Know Who She Is.
I know you watch my show, you ugly bitch. Okay. I don't mean ugly. You're ugly inside.
So first of all, like, she
well
thinks,
done, Keanu.
She thinks she needs to be the badass bitch, but then she says you're ugly. Oh shit! No, I shouldn't have done that. Fucking
can't do that.
I love
that.
Yeah.
What
The
a
facial
screen
expressions,
grab, or a
the
screen
facial
freeze
expressions and everything. I want to go back to this.
I know you watch my show, you ugly bitch. Okay. I don't mean ugly. You're ugly inside.
That's
wrong.
That's
You're
a face
wrong.
you see when
How
you
dare
watch
you?
a movie like The
How-
Conjuring, when the body first gets possessed. That's freaky.
Yeah. All right, we've only got a few more seconds left of Kiki. Here we go.
You're wrong. How dare you? How dare you?
Like vengeance.
Again, it comes across disingenuous, Kiki, when in the middle of that little bit you did a little, how dare you? You know, like there had to be a little bit of a performance in there.
Yeah.
Like it
Why
just
do some
a
people?
little Thunberg.
Yeah, why do some people do that? Like they just throw in a weird fantasy accent halfway through their spiel.
It's
It's
a loss.
the most
Robbie.
What?
She's a comedian, clearly.
Yes.
Look how funny she is. It's a
Yeah.
comedic talent right here, mate.
Funny voice equals doing something funny, or different voice. Even
Yeah.
I'm not even going to call it a funny voice, just a different voice. But no, this is a lost person. She doesn't know what she is or who she is. She's just trying to get attention any way she can. And Kiki, genuinely sorry that you went through that. Genuinely, as much as you're irritating on a podcast, you don't deserve to be physically abused. Definitely not. That's not what this is about. This is how you've presented yourself, and how it comes across really, really disingenuous. But that is Kiki. I'm just going to go over to the super tip tab. Nope, nobody wants. Nobody wants their comment.
Well,
read.
people keep super tipping me. I shouldn't have put my thing in there. Sorry. I'll get to them later.
No, it's
Sorry
fine.
about that. Sorry, I'll I didn't really. I'm fucking with you.
No, well, I was going to say,
so,
if you've got super tips, definitely read them out. But yeah.
Aussie guy, I was gonna say it's really weird when we was watching that with kind of reacting to the antisocial girls, and it made me think. I had a little bit of sympathy for her because it made me think when I was on a stream with Cardiff, or when I did a recorded video with Tukey, and you're just so out of your depth. And you just know they're so much better than you, and you've got nothing really to come back at. You've got no witty retort that would be better than theirs. And she's like, "You're just you bitches. You're a redneck, and you know that's nothing. You know no one's going to be like, zing, fucking got him." I did feel a tiny bit of sympathy for her for a second.
Yeah, it's when you can hear the echo bouncing around that empty head as you tries to figure things out. But no, the key difference is. Put the link in the chat. You dope, Robbie. Do that, or you can't, can you?
No, I can't.
5 hit, 5 how?
5 hit, 5 hit, 5 how? Yeah. No, I'm just being silly. No, I'm not set up right for super tips, so I'm not. I'm not actually.
Next week.
I was just like, yeah. If someone was keen, I gave the initials USOA. You can figure it out from there if you're dead keen. Otherwise, no. I'm not asking you guys for that. So yeah, that was the end of the Kiki stuff. I just tuned into that. Like honestly, I've clipped from like the first 8 minutes maybe of the show. Like it was just so. As soon as she started talking, I was just like, oh my god, you really are the dumbest. You're so clueless. You got no idea what's going on. No concept of reality. Now, do I still have this here? Or no, I don't. Oh damn it. I thought I had one made up. Well, we're just going to play this because I know everyone loves it. So we'll just play this just to lead into Robbie's rage.
Have no loyalty to those two pieces of shit. Like, there's no loyalty among all the fake people. Everyone in the chat, they're all fucking losers that fucking live vicariously through this shit. They have no fucking lives. Shut the fuck up with your opinion. It's a friend of telling you, shut the fuck up and talk about things you know about, but don't lower yourself to the level of this bunch of fair. No, you're not allowed to say to me, let's say you stole materialistic shit. Flat bro.
Yeah, obviously, but we will talk a little bit about Gino. I felt the Keanu and Aaron stuff was a lot to talk about, so I stayed away from Gino. But did you guys catch that he did a stream with what was it, Bill Schultz in bikinis? Because
I saw the pictures.
Yeah,
You did, you freak.
Fuck you.
Which it made me think, Robbie, just to lead you into
No,
Robbie's
don't.
page.
No, the dollar amount is 5 million.
No, it's not. It's not the dollar amount. It's not the dollar amount, Tubby.
Don't call me that. I don't like being called Tubby.
No, shut up.
Sorry,
It leads
Fatso.
into the reason I say Tubby is because I feel like that is a good punishment if you don't lose X amount of weight in X amount of time.
Nice.
No.
Did I do bras
I
big
would-
enough? Aussie guy.
Because if I did it and that happened, I would legitimately contemplate.
Don't
what's
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't
Why?
say it. Come on, dude. I don't want to lose my channel.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You look depressed enough for this to be a problem.
Good point.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what I'm thinking, Robbie. I know, look, everyone wants to see you drop some kegs. Drop some LB.
That's debatable. There's been people who message me saying I won't be as fun. I don't think I'm funny, but they say I won't be as funny if I'm not fat and that I should
Robbie, if we could just get you down, we'll get you down to obese. All right, let's get you down to obese. Let's drop the morbidly.
Morbid from morbid to just obese.
Yeah, let's get you down to obese. Let's focus on that. But anyway, that's coming up in the future. But I hope I've sufficiently fired you up for Robbie's rage.
No, you've made me nervous, which is the exact opposite of what you should have done.
Well, even better. What did you bring?
No, I'm getting the cold sweats now just thinking about it's a parallel universe where that happens.
Come on, let's go.
Just a minute. I'm trying to regain my.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would legitimately rather pay $1,000 than do that. That's
then lose weight.
Send him.
No,
your bank
fuck
details.
you.
He's gonna send you $1,000 so he doesn't have to wear a bra.
Yeah. Good point. All right, send me $1,000. I'll drop the bit.
How about you send me $1,000?
Well, how does that work?
I don't know. I'm very flustered.
Good.
Sounds like something Pooh would say.
Should we start with the clip or should we? I should just rant. What do you think we should do?
It's your segment, dude. I know I flustered you, but it is still your segment.
I just don't know if the clip I have is the right one, and I don't want to play it and then have not be the right
No,
one.
you have to. All right, clip first.
Get into that
God
run.
damn you. Just a second.
Super prepared is Robbie.
Oh, fuck off.
I thought you did this before the
What do
show.
you take from him? He's not
You hear
Kyrie
it?
Irving. He's not
Yeah,
Kanye.
yeah.
Like, what
Yes.
do you do?
Yeah, but you keep, I don't know. Listen, I don't know how this shit works. I'm just saying that, if you said the wrong thing as a comedian, all of a sudden you lost your TV
But
show.
you're not the richest man in the world. If you was the richest comedian in the world, ever.
What I
Imagine that.
don't get,
Imagine Bill Burr
what
with
I
that
don't
much
get
money.
is the amount of veterans that people in the armed services that died trying to stop Hitler, and then this guy comes in, and does that while being an immigrant too, which is kind of the whole thing. Just none of it like tracks how you can be to support the troops. America, love it or leave it, and then this guy comes in and gives a shout out to Hitler.
Makes no sense at all.
Yeah, it doesn't. So, I don't know. But then somehow that gets like politicized. I'm not trashing Republicans. All Republicans did not Sieg Heil. That guy did. And I was just amazed that all liberals had was one day of outrage And they're like, all right, I guess that didn't work. And then we just kind of move on.
Because they realize they can't do anything to him.
Sorry, just before you go, Robbie, I just got to hit shit show. Stop being mean to fatter bastard. All right, Jesus, shit show. I know I'm fat, but come on. He's more than fatter. Anyway, go, Robbie.
I cut out the last part because I didn't want to. The Breakfast Club guys pontificating for 30 seconds doesn't really interest me.
Yeah.
So he was. The whole Bill Burr thing. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's not funny anymore." I don't know if he's funny or not because I haven't seen his newest special. It's just his comments are so directly opposite of what he said even 5 years ago, or 6 years ago, or 7 years ago, or 8 years ago when Trump was president the first time. How he used to, one of his best specials, he's like, "Oh, people, if you don't like something, he's Hitler." And that's exactly what he's doing. It's so frustrating. And it's like Elon Musk. Yeah, if you're a Democrat, I can see why you don't like him. But, he's building rockets to go to space, not trying to exterminate an entire religious group of people. When Hitler went to space, it was to try to put a mirror up so that he would fry half the world. I don't think Elon's doing that. And I also don't like how Bill Burr is with this free Luigi bullshit. He's like, "Oh, you have these billionaires who are taking all this money and they're evil and they should die." It's like, dude, you're worth millions of dollars. There's nothing that's more annoying now than the whole, we can't criticize millionaires anymore because we're rich, so we'll criticize the richer guy and hope that they don't realize I live in a mansion in Sherman Oaks too. It's like, I don't get it. And then lastly with Bill Burr, his special, I'm flustered still. I'm flustered from being called fat so many times, I'm not going to lie. That's still revolving in my head. I have really bad ADD today. Too much caffeine. Somebody save me.
Yeah, I'll save you.
You're doing good.
Yeah, you're
Shut
doing
up,
great. What I'll say,
I thought you were being sarcastic. Sorry.
Bill Burr is still very funny. He's a very funny guy.
Yeah.
And what he's done here is fallen for an Elon Musk troll, and that's my problem with Elon Musk. He thinks he's a funny dude and he wants to be a funny dude. And so he definitely Zeke Hale. Anyone out there saying he didn't Zeke Hale, no, he definitely did.
You think he did too?
Yes, but it was a troll.
I don't.
Because they were being
called.
called.
Also seen loads of other people technically Zeke Haling at
I think he was waving to the crowd. He had people.
Dude, don't.
No, I don't think he was Zeke Haling.
It's from.
I don't think he was.
And out. It's from the
what?
And out. Dude, but this is.
I wish there wasn't a green screen. I wish you didn't have a green screen because I would have taken a screen grab of that and used
that's
it.
Great. I don't care. That's fine. My point is no, he wasn't shouting out Hitler. He's not a Nazi, but he did that to fuck with people because they've been.
I don't think he's funny enough. He doesn't have a good enough sense of humor, Elon, to troll like that.
But he thought that was funny.
I agree, Robbie.
He did.
No, I don't think that would. If he was trolling like that, that would be moderately funny. I don't think he's good enough to even. Hopefully this is
the smirk on his
He's
face
on the fucking spectrum. If you look up Asperger's in the Oxford Dictionary, there's a picture of Elon Musk there. There is no way he was Zeke Haling. He's just really awkward.
Dude, you could see the smirk on his face as he did it.
I disagree.
Come on. He was fucking with them. No doubt.
No, I'm with Robbie. I'm with Robbie. No, in hindsight, he's fucking with them, definitely, because he's like, well, how ridiculous.
Yeah.
What benefit for
that
a billionaire?
Was a very deliberate action.
I'm gonna make people think that I'm a Nazi. It's not in his best interest.
I don't think that's
what
it is. Again, I don't think it's I'm going to make people think I'm a Nazi. I think it is you've been calling us a Nazi. Here, have some of this. That's what it was. Honestly.
Yeah, that would be clever in a social setting. He's not clever in a social setting. He's like the definition of a spectrumy person.
It isn't.
And as someone that 1 out of 3 doctors when I was consulted as a child said I was on a spectrum, I feel I am spectrum adjacent can say he's not. I don't think he was Zeke Haling, but that wasn't the point of my thing anyway. But yeah,
no, it's part of the discussion. That's why Bill
That's
Burr's
true.
talking about it, and I think it's him falling for it. Again, you talked about him being on the spectrum. That's what I'm saying. It's a fucking tone deaf move, but he thinks that's a funny move. And look, to be honest, I did get a laugh out of it. And
that's why he didn't do it on purpose, because he's not a funny.
No, because again, it's because I think it's sick and twisted to do it because it is tone deaf. But that's funny to me. It's funny to me that an autistic guy.
So you're giving Elon credit that he did do it, and it was a funny thing by him. But I think I'm with Robbie and
he's
Echo
a funny
that,
Nazi.
That he
it's one of the rare times
he didn't plan it that way, but he's letting it go ahead and run with. Let him.
Can we just have a moment here? Everyone, just be quiet. And this is the first time people are with me on something and not Aussie guy. I could end up being wrong on this. He could write a tell-all book and say, yeah, I was fucking sick out of the shit out of that. But the fact people agree with me is so heartwarming on this Sunday morning when I really needed an uplifting, like something to boost my spirits. This is just great. Go on.
Look,
I've just been sarcastic. I agree with Aussie guy. You're
Fuck you.
Look, there's a chat disagreeing with me. Written asylum. Dean, he's not socially aware enough to make that joke. Robbie, bring him back. Yeah, I think Shit Show had something to say.
Super tidbit Shit Show. 5 hit.
Yeah. Anyway, point being, like, I don't know that I don't know how you could see it as not like. I don't want to Google Zig Heil and like.
You don't want to end up on the Australian watch list.
Yes, I don't want to do that and show the comparison, but when you see Hitler do the Zig Heil and then you see Elon Musk, like it is fucking identical, man. Like it's, I don't know how that's an accident. Like I really don't.
Yeah, I don't know. He agrees with, I'm assuming me.
Robbie.
Yeah, because he's he said the fat one. He didn't say the more
the fattest.
One.
He didn't say fattest one. He said fat.
Yeah. Wait. Robbie, Coach Fallon, Robbie is correct. Unless you think anyone who makes that gesture is also a Nazi, and there were tons of photos of Democrats making such moves, there is a standard or there isn't. I never said Elon's a Nazi. In fact, I prefaced it by saying he's not a Nazi. This was a troll. That was my point. Unless you're responding to Bill Burr, which is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think to defend Aussie guy, what he's saying is Elon deliberately did a Nazi salute as a troll. He's not saying, "Oh yeah, he accidentally got caught doing a Nazi salute because he's a Nazi."
Right.
He's saying,
"Yes,
we're
I get
saying
what
it
he's
was
saying.
unintentional." And most people are saying it's unintentional, and I think that's probably the most likely thing. What Aussie guy is saying, no, I think he did it deliberately to fuck with people, which is fine, and it's a theory. It could be true, but
could be true, but that would be comedically clever, and that's the one thing Elon does not have.
That's why I don't think it was intentional, because it's too good. But someone could have told him, you know what would be fucking hilarious? One of Joe Rogan's comedy mates is when you're on stage do a fucking Nazi salute.
Thank you. Thank you. Didn't say Elon had to come up with it, did I? Just said, yeah. All right, Robbie, did you have any more, right?
Yeah. So there was a sports writer, John Feinstein, who's well known in America, big college basketball guy. He's been, I don't know if he hit the 40 book mark, but he was like every 2 years he'd crank out a bestseller about some sport. Anything from, I think he profiled a couple pitchers that were right on the fringe of the major leagues, so they always get traded for cash considerations left and right, so they live in like 6 cities in 1 year, and that was a really good book. And just, he wrote a book about Army football. Anyway, so he passed away suddenly, and I see these comments from just random people on Twitter like, man, I hated his politics, but condolences. It's like, dude, no one cares what you and your account with 5 followers thinks. Either say you're sorry, which doesn't really matter, because I'm sure John Feinstein's waiting for Easton 26193 to offer his condolences to you, or just don't say anything at all. And it made me have this vivid flashback to when Matt, the Warrior Raider Ace fan, who is as we started off as a Maller Militia fan podcast, for those that don't know, and he was a big Maller Militia guy, and he passed away from heart. We don't really know, but he passed away, and there was one or two in particular. You know who you are. He lives in Des Moines. His name's not Goat Man, shockingly enough. That was like, yeah, Matt really never liked me. He called me names, but I'm sorry for your loss, is what he said to his wife. I hope he's in a better place. It's like, yeah, shit. It's just like, just say that sucks, or you know what? You can just keep scrolling. Twitter was not made to be one of those in remembrance websites where you post obit, and then people could say, hey, post their experiences below it with that guy. That's not what Twitter was for. It's a shit trolling site. No one needs your condolences. It's very irritating to me. Or like when a team has a tragedy, they're like, man, I fucking hate the Packers, but even as a Packers hater, I'm sorry this happened to the organization. It's like, cool, no one cares.
To be fair, when Matt passed away, I did put out a tweet that said, Matt didn't like me, and I didn't.
I noticed that, but I was trying to keep you out of this. You didn't have to out yourself. That's a dad job by you.
No, it's fine to go there because his wife responded, and I didn't tag her. I didn't tag his wife or anything.
Yeah.
I didn't respond to it. It was my own tweet, but I said, yeah, he didn't like me, and I didn't like him much either, but there was always respect there.
Yeah, but you're a wordy guy. You made it. You pulled off the impossible. I had no problem with yours, and you also, I don't think, tagged his wife in it the way the person I'm referencing did.
No, agreed, and she did actually respond to it without being tagged. And
she's great.
Yeah, and she actually said very nice things to me, so it was very good. But anyway, point being, I just wanted to
That's the
cut
important
the
thing.
legs out. Yeah, cut the legs out.
That's the important thing to do.
Yeah. So, Robbie, that's quite an interesting little. Sorry, Elsie, go on.
No, go.
Okay, cool. I thought that's quite an interesting point you made there, because I would be guilty on like X or Facebook if it's someone big who I never met and would never know. I sometimes am guilty of being like not a massive fan of this person doing X, Y, and Z, but like it's really sad that they passed, or like rest in peace. Maybe I wouldn't go into that much detail, but I could add a little bit. But I think where it gets smaller and where it's more like, I wouldn't have done what Aussie guy done, for example. If it's someone where it's like with a group of like 200 people or less, maybe that might be properly reviewing it and responding. Yeah, I don't think it's your place to kind of add a little comment being like, I didn't really like how annoying this pineapple filter
I guess that's true.
I guess rest in peace as well.
Yeah. Another thing is this is an extreme example of it, but when like Kobe Bryant died, people would be like, sorry he died, and now here, let me put my political angle of like Me Too movement and take his death and take it in a political direction. It's like, you can
hashtag Me Too.
What?
I just said hashtag Me Too at the end of it.
Yeah.
What you guys got me thinking actually is I really hate when people post RIP whoever. And not
I like it when people do T's and P's, hashtag T's and P's, and they're serious about it. Like, you can't even type out thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, if all you're putting, because I know there's a character limit on Twitter, right?
But it's big now. It's like 256.
I know. So if all you're writing is RIP whoever, like, type out rest in peace if you actually give a shit. Like, take the time to type out rest in peace.
I just put an unhappy face emoji and send that instead.
And a grave marker.
I'm just like,
Josh, that would be better. Honestly, at least that'd be funny. Like, if we should stop on digital platforms saying RIP, we should just use the grave emoji. That would be good.
Emoji, put a fucking flower. I don't know.
But that's not saying rest in peace though, Robbie. That's saying
I know, but you just put the grave.
Someone dying.
Yeah, you just put the grave emoji. You don't put their name. You don't be like rest in peace, Robbie. You just grave emoji, and then no one knows who the fuck died, and so you're just searching for it. It'd be hilarious.
Instead of rest in peace, Robbie.
Emoji, Robbie.
Gravy emoji, yeah. Well, I was going to say the grave emoji and then like
if I drop dead, which is always a possibility, grave emoji, people. Go grave emoji.
You talked over my punchline, cunt. Anyway.
Oh, sorry. I didn't even mean to.
Usually you get too excited. You get too excited, and then your momentum goes, your belly starts wobbling, and then you can't stop talking. It happens from time to time.
The belly part was unnecessary.
I'm going to end it with, so everyone, log off now. I'm going to end it with a little bit of a cricket clip, and mainly because Robbie and Josh are big baseball fans, and I know these guys like when it's a bit of a cerebral. That's going to be one.
You have to go to the DXL store for coffins.
Yeah. Reinforced steel. The poor pallbearers. Anyway, you going to take that off screen now, or?
Oh, I thought you were.
Well, you brought it up. You take it down.
Yes. So what?
No, but yeah, I know you guys enjoy the cerebral part of baseball when guys think about the game a little bit better and figure out a better plan. And this is an old clip, and it almost looks like it's been like taken off of VHS. But so in cricket, right, you can only get one batsman out at a time. You know, like you get a double play in baseball. This is going to look like a double play, but I will explain the genius of it. But let's just watch it take place. Oh, hang on. I got to find it first. Where is it? Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Oh, no.
It was such a great lead-in,
too.
No.
Yeah, I know. No, found it. I found it.
Here's trouble. And gone. No drama whatsoever. They could have got almost a double play. There you go.
All right, so technically it certainly looks like a double play. They got both batsmen out. Here's where the genius comes into it, and I'm going to skip forward a little bit because they have a whole bunch of nonsense.
Let's see how many viewers we lose because of this clip.
Well, we've still held the
I'm
number,
just joking. At least Uncle thought it was funny.
No, it's fine.
I thought you were funny.
Scooch back a little bit more. All right.
That's the first.
So here we go. Bang. Right there. He's got it. The guy's dead to rights. He could run him out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The key factor is the guy going to the other end is the informed batsman that could win the game. This guy has caught it, realized, don't run this guy out. Let's see what's going on at the other end.
He hasn't run him out. There you go. We're going to get Justin Kemp. I think they realise this, and then suddenly they think they're going to go the other end. Now, this is going to be very tight.
And bang. Got him. So they got the guy they wanted, but they're so clever about it that the other guy was also dead to rights, so they still got the other guy. You know what I mean? But I just love that. I love seeing that. Like you see it in baseball all the time. I was watching a play where they faked the throw to first base. And,
yeah. And then got the guy at third.
Well, he got the guy at second. He ran thinking that they'd overthrown first base and all that. Like smart plays, like athletes in the moment thinking of a great way to. And I just thought this, I saw it and I just thought this is brilliant that he realized in the moment he could have just run that guy out and then that's it. But he thought, hang on, we could get the more dangerous guy out and then we're really fucking in business now. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to start teasing some learning cricket to these guys.
Let's have an on-air production meeting next week. We gotta do the MLB preview because I know so many people want to see it. But the season actually starts Tuesday anyway, so it'll be belated.
Robbie, we've talked about this before.
What?
I know you brought the chat up on the screen, but you could read it and then react to it.
Yeah,
because
then you wouldn't be able to insult me. So you're welcome.
True. But yeah, if people are just listening to the show, they then got to pull their phone out of their pocket, open up the video, and then go, what was the comment that brought Robbie to say that?
Yeah, it's true.
Written Asylum says he's actually into that. Into what, Written Asylum? Robbie never said it. Well, unless you're talking about... Robbie's
What,
MLB
Robbie wearing
preview.
a bra? That's weird written
Fuck
aside.
you.
That's
Yeah,
strange.
yeah.
That would be pretty strange. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it's happening. Weight loss challenge is on again.
You can't force that part. Yes, the broad no.
Yeah, you can.
You can't force me to do anything.
Incentive. There's gotta be an
Incentive. That's not it. What?
If you don't want to wear a
Well, we don't
bra,
wanna
you
give you
lose
stuff.
a certain amount of pounds in a certain amount of time.
This is ridiculous, and we shouldn't be having
you
this.
you have control over this.
Here we
Robbie.
go.
This is,
Oh,
we
fuck
can't
you.
force you to do anything.
Robbie,
if you lose,
this
yeah.
is brilliant. You can either lose pounds or lose your dignity. What do you want to do, pal? Let's do this. Come on.
No.
What little dignity you have left? You
I don't have any, but that's still.
And
If
Robbie,
you could
lose
replace-
enough weight, you might be able to see your little dignity.
Are we going there, Echo? Are we going there?
I was gonna say
every week he loses a little weight, and it's like the eclipse or whatever. We start to see a little more, just a little more.
Robbie, swap pounds for dignity, and you'll be the most dignified man in the world.
I could. There's no what? Now I can't think. I can't speak. This is not good.
Written Asylum says, Robbie, the punishment is.
Oh no, that's already happened. Fuck Goat Man.
All right,
What are they shooting a speeder?
You put me in a little Debbie. You put my face on a little Debbie carton.
Yeah, but that's not the same as your actual big.
No, it is. When my family saw it and they all pointed and laughed at me, that was just as bad.
Is it on the fridge?
You know-
is that picture on the fridge?
You know that for Halloween this year, Robbie, I think you should shave the beard. And,
No, I was going to dress up as Action Bronson.
Shut up. Shave the beard, put a wig on, and come as that big, fat, ugly ghoul that like was on the whatever podcast that thought she was a perfect tan. And you ever seen?
Oh
that?
no, Jesus Christ!
Yeah. I think you should do that for Halloween this year.
Nah, it's okay.
All right, fair enough. Well, we've come to the end of the show this week.
Usually I'm like sad, like that was fun. Thank fucking God we're done this week.
Oh, what?
Wow.
It's a great episode.
Do you need a week off, Robbie? Or
I don't know. It's going to take some time to get over this trauma.
yeah, I'm sure it will.
Give you 6 days off. Give you 6 days off instead.
No, thanks, Echo.
No problem, pal.
Echo, 2:00.
Yeah, 2:00 Eastern. I've just found out that I'm going up against the return of Stuttering John. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Oh, he's doing
Good
another
luck-
political
good luck
show,
to
is
me.
he?
No, not a political show.
Oh,
He's,
oh,
back,
really?
I think. So, yeah. So,
Oh, is
make
he going to
sure you tune in
respond
at 2
to?
o'clock.
I'm guessing he's going to respond to FKA.
The mammy
Mummy's
stuff.
fucking-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, if you don't like Stuttering John, come watch my show at 2:00 Eastern. If you do like Stuttering John, just watch it later on someone else's show and still watch my show at 2:00 Eastern.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'll wait for WATP and stuff to cover it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
I'll listen to Pint and Double Pint sometime late Monday afternoon, my time.
Nice one. Appreciate it.
Josh, what about you?
You can find me at NJHunt02 on X, or I'll be making some little Debbie snack cake packages for Robbie.
Nice.
Robbie, you able to do your plugs? Are you too flustered?
You can find us at Official USA Pod on X. You can find me at Mariner Robbie on X as well. Broken and defeated person.
Oh, that's so sad.
I just did a last minute check before I did my plugs, and I'm glad I did. And Jason, you know this is not going up on the screen, but our very first ever super tip, Jason in Mesa, with $5 says,
Thank you,
"Is
Jason.
this your first super tip?" It is, Jason.
Is that the thing with the voices?
You'll always remember your
Yeah.
first, Ozzy. You'll always remember.
Which voice is it?
No, it's not a voice. I
cost
said
$5.
don't. I said don't use voices. I can't play them. But if you do a text tip, I'll read it. I can't put it on the screen, but I'll read it. And I just read it. And Jason's here in the chat. We better bring that up. First super tip. I'm honored. No, I'm honored that you were first. Thank you, Jason. You're a good dude. We appreciate it. And yes, when that's
I'm gonna be living in Mesa pretty soon.
Oh, that's
But
exciting.
let's not get
Nobody
political.
cares. But no, when that is up and running, obviously preferred. Super tip is great for creators. You get more of more percentage of it, and you can have some fun with voices. And yes, the plan is to have a Robbie voice when we
With
fully get it up
100% of
and
the
running.
proceeds going to me.
Yeah, no, maybe 5%. We'll go to you.
What the fuck?
Jesus.
Yeah, keep doing
I'm gonna
it.
clip
That's
that.
the voice. That's the voice.
Yeah, I'm gonna clip that because we need that for when someone super tips "What the fuck" from Robbie's voice. We need that particular tone. Anyway, thank you very much, Jason. You're a good egg. For me, we did the Get My Go thing last week where I discovered I needed a new microphone, which I've done this week, and I believe I sound better.
Yes.
But Get My Go, that episode that we did do live, will be the edited version done by Mike Durbin, the great producer of Get My Go, will be up soon. Be a bit of fun. Episode 99.5 of Get My Go. We're slowly getting to 100. So youtube.com/@GetMyGo. Check it out. Otherwise, yeah. What else do I plug? What's your handle? Eckle didn't plug it. What's your handle on Eccle's channel? Eckle Pineapple with the 3 where the last D should be. But yeah, on X, I am at that Sussy Guy. Just imagine the Aussie guy and put an S where the S should be. We'll catch you next time on United States of Australia.
That was a good runt earlier there, Robbie. Seriously.
Nice, bro.